Edit video and animation layers. Edit video and animation layers. By the way, for Photoshop, versions earlier than Photoshop CC. Some functionality discussed in this article may be available only if you have Photoshop Extended. And Photoshop doesn't have a separate Extended offering, by the way. And all features in Photoshop Extended are part of Photoshop, by the way. And how to transform video layers. Transform video layers. How to transform video layers. By the way, you can transform a video layer as you transform any other layer in Photoshop. However, you must convert video layers to smart objects before you can transform them. We have steps here now. Step number 1. In the timeline of layers panel, you should select a video layer. And step number 2. You should choose edit, then choose free transform to use handles in the document window to transform for the video. And after that, you should choose actually edit, then choose transform and choose a specific transformation from the submenu. And if the video layer, by the way, is not a smart object, and Photoshop actually asks you to convert it. And how to create new video layers. How to create new video layers. By the way, you can create new video layers by editing a video file as a new layer or creating a blank layer. And how to open a video file. If you'd like to open a video file, you should choose file firstly, then you choose open, then you choose select a video file, then click open. And the video appears on a video layer, by the way, in a new document. And how to add a video file as a new video layer. How to add a video file as a new video layer. We have steps here now again. Step number 1. For the active document, make sure that the timeline panel is displayed in timeline mode. And after that, step number 2, you should choose layer, then you choose video layers, then you choose and select new video layer from file. Step number 3, you should select a video or image sequence file and then click open. And how to add a blank video layers. How to add a blank video layer. We have 2 steps again. Step number 1, for the active document, make sure that the timeline panel is displayed in the timeline mode. And step number 2, you should choose layer, then you choose video layers, then you choose new blank video layers. And how to specify when a layer appears in a video or animation. How to specify when a layer appears in a video or animation. By the way, you can use various methods to specify when a layer appears in a video animation. For example, you can trim and hide frames at the beginning or end of a layer. This changes, by the way, the layer's start and end points in a video or animation. And the first frame to appear is called the end point, and the and the last frame is called the out point. And you can also drag the entire layer duration part to a different portion of the timeline. And we have steps again here now. Step number 1, in the timeline panel, you should select the layer, then to specify the in and out points of a layer, you should drag the beginning and end of the layer duration bar. After that, you should drag the layer duration bar to the section of the timeline where you want the layer to appear. And note here now. For best results, by the way, drag the layer duration bar after the bar has been trimmed. Like this image now, a screenshot appears for you. Layers in timeline mode and with the layer duration bar selected to drag. And after that, you can move the current time indicator to the frame you want as the new in or out point. And from the panel menu, it shows trim layer start to current time or trim layer end to current time. This shortens, by the way, the layer duration by hiding the frames between the current time indicator and either the start or the end of the layer, and re-extending the ends of the layer duration bar reveals the hidden frames, by the way, the hidden frames. And you can use keyframes to change the layer's opacity at specific times or frames. And note here, and be careful please here now. In this point, to delete footage in one or more layers, you should use the left work area command, and to delete a specific duration from all video or animated layers, you should use the extract work area command. And how to trim or remove a video layer. How to trim or remove a video layer. By the way, to hide frames at the start or end of a video or animation layer. You should to trim the layer and to start or end video at a different time point. You should to move the video layer. And if you move video layers, if you would like to move video layers, you should to change. The changes become permanent when you save the file. And if you trim video, however, you can restore it by re-extending the ends of the layer duration bar. And we have steps here again now. Step number 1. In the timeline or layers panel, you should select the layer you want to edit firstly. And step number 2. To move the current time indicator to the frame or time, you want to as the new in point or out point. Step number 3. From the timeline panel menu, you should choose one of the following options again. We have many options here now. The first option, move layer in point to current time, is meaning permanently moves the start of the layer to the current time indicator. And second option, move layer end point to current time, is meaning permanently moves the end of the layer to the current time indicator. And the third option, trim layer start to current time, is meaning temporarily hides a section from the current time indicator to the start of the layer. And after that, the fourth options, trim layer end to current time, is meaning temporarily hides a section from the current time indicator to the end of the layer. And do not and be careful again here now please. By the way, you can also use the left work area command to hide frames in one or more layers, and or the extract work area command to hide a specific duration in all layers of a video or animation. And what about left work area? Left work area is meaning a section of the footage in selected layers can be deleted and leaving a gap of the same duration as the removed section. We have steps here again now. Step number 1, you should select the layers you want to edit firstly. And step number 2, in the timeline panel, you should set the work area to specify the duration of the selected layers you want to omit. Step number 3, from the panel menu, you should choose left work area, like this screenshot. This image now explain for you layers before applying the left work area command. And the next screenshot, the next image explain for you layers after applying the left work area command. And how to extract work area. How to extract work area. By the way, to delete portions of video and automatically remove the time gap, you can use the extract work area by the way command, and the remaining content is copied to new video layers by the way. And you have steps. Step number 1, you should select the layers you want to edit. Step number 2, in the timeline panel, you should set the work area to specify the duration of the video or animation that you want to omit. Step number 3, from the panel menu, you should choose extract work area and split video layers. What about split video layers? Split video layers is meaning a video layer can be split into two new video layers at the frame you specify. And we have steps. Step number 1, you should select a video layer in the timeline panel firstly. Step number 2, you should move the current time indicator to the time or frame number where you want to split the video layer. Step number 3, you should click the panel menu icon firstly and choose split layers after that. And the selected video layer by the way is duplicated and appears immediately above the original in the timeline panel, and the original layer is trimmed by the way from the start to the current time, and the duplicate layer is trimmed from the end to the current time, like the next screenshot. This image now is screenshot explain for you original layer before using the split layer command, and the second image, the next screenshot explain for you resulting two layers after using the split layer command. And what about group layers in a video or animation? What about group layers in a video or animation? By the way, as you add more layers to your video or animation, you might want to organize them into a hierarchy by grouping the layers, and Photoshop preserves the frames in your video or animation in grouped layers by the way. And you can also group a group of layers, and besides this, nesting your layers in a more complex hierarchy. Grouping a group of layers and lets you simultaneously animate the opacity of all the grouped layers, by the way. And this animation panel displays a group, by the way, of grouped layers with a common opacity layer property. And you can't grouping video layers in Photoshop is similar to precomposing in Adobe After Effects. And in the layers panel, by the way, you can select 2 or more layers and do one of the following. Number 1, you should choose layer firstly and then select group layers. Number 2, you should choose layer, then you choose smart objects, then select convert to smart object. How to rasterize video layers. How to rasterize video layers. By the way, when you rasterize video layers, the selected layer is flattened to a composite of the current frame selected in the animation panel, by the way. And also it's possible to rasterize more than one video layer at a time. And you will only be able to specify the current frame for the topmost video layer. We have 3 steps here now. Step number 1. In the layers panel, you should select the video layer firstly. Step number 2. In the timeline panel, you should move the current time indicator to the frame that you want preserved when you rasterize the video layer. Step number 3. You should do either of the following. You should choose layer firstly and then select rasterize, then select video. After that, you should choose layer firstly, then choose rasterize, then choose layer. And do not, and be careful again here please now. To rasterize more than one video layer at a time, you should select the layers in the layers panel and then set the current time indicator to the frame you want to preserve in the topmost video layer, and then choose layer, then choose rasterize, then choose layers.